today we're making a Star Pickett Puller out of scrap I got around my shed. This bit here I've cut out with a Oxy profile cutter at work. Now the gap between there is 50mm, but you can make that out of a square bit of steel. It's 15mm thick plate, so it needs to be nice and strong to be able to pull the Star Pickett out of the ground. Now that one there could be made out of square. You just cut it with your grinder and drill holes really close together in the end and knock out the actual square bit out of the centre. So now I'm just going to cut the handle for the actual Star Pickett Puller. So I'm running a bit of tape around so that I've got a nice square cut. It gives you a guide. You follow the tape around and it gives you a nice square cut for it. Then when I've finished cutting it, I'm going to actually hammer one end flat. So the end where I'm going to flatten out, that'll be where I insert the little mechanism that holds the actual Star Pickett Puller. So you've got to do that, and it's thin sort of pipe, so you don't get too carried away with the hammer. It's sort of nice gentle adjustment. You don't flog away too hard on it. So there you go, nice and ovaled over, so the 50x6 flat that I had there fits in. Now what I'm doing here is just cutting halfway through that 50x6 flat, so I can bend it at a nice 90-degree angle, and then I weld up the gap, and that'll be for the pivot bracket on the top of the actual Star Pickett Puller's base. So you weld her up there, and then you get a nice square bracket. So a little trick I've worked out over the years. So here I'm just welding together the base that the handle pivots on. So this is all basically scrap. A lot of it's a bit rusty, as you can tell, but it doesn't really matter. The welds will be strong enough to hold it. So just welding it away there. So just assembling, it's all scrap essentially lying around the place. The only thing that was kind of new was the actual handle itself, which is, as I say, was the brace from a straining post that I pulled out in a paddock. So just watch and enjoy as I assemble it all up. So Here you can see I'm going around with the grinder and I'm removing any sharp edges from around the base of the Star Pickett Puller and the handle. So the last thing you want is any sharp edge here that's going to hit your leg or your arm when you're using it or putting in and out of your ute. So safety first, and it also makes it a bit of a better job, even though it is made from scrap. Now, I had a bit of a camera fail when I was doing the handle bit where I inserted the pivot. So I'm lifting up in the vise, and now you can see there's two bits of 50x6 flat that are welded with a spacer in the middle of it, and then I've hammered it into the end there and welded it into the handle nice and tight, because that's going to have a bit of pressure on it. So, and I'm also just going to weld up the actual main puller here, so this gets quite a bit of welding on it because it's got to take a lot of pressure, this little component. So you can have a look at that, and then I'll finish off after I've done this by drilling all the holes through the handles and mounts. And you need a good sharp drill to be able to do that, and if you have drills, it's not a bad idea to learn how to sharpen them, so you've always got a nice sharp drill to do the job. So sit back and enjoy the assembly bit, and then we'll have a look at it in action after it's all put together. So when you're drilling big material like this, like the 15mm plate and the 10mm plate and this 5mm plate, you need to run a little pilot hole through there. So I'm running a 6mm through with my battery drill. Then I'll come along with a big 12mm drill with my power drill. Now, would love to have a drill press, but unfortunately I don't, so I have to use a handheld power drill, which particularly with big drills will bite a bit. So you'll see it's sort of a battle with it a little bit as it grabs and bites and carries on, which is going to happen. But yeah, persevere and nice and gentle, and you'll get through without breaking your drill bit or your drill or your wrist. So it does work. You just have to be very patient and take your time. It looks like I'm not, but I'm in time lapse, so I'm going quite quickly while I'm doing this, but in real life I'm taking my time. So we're almost done, getting to the point we're going to assemble it and then give it a test run. Here we are, the best bit of all, giving the final product a bit of a run to see how it goes. So just put her on the front there, and I've got the gap in the base there. Can you slide it right up to Star Pickett sometimes? And just lever her away, and it lifts it up and just keeps grabbing and keeps going for you. So I'd have to say that's a bit of a success in all. Thanks for watching.